February 12, 2026. Tehran, Iran. 72 hours before everything changed. In the underground halls of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps headquarters, something was moving. Not troops. Not tanks. Information. Satellite imagery from Chinese PLA reconnaissance systems, the Yaogan 41 constellation, had been streaming into Iranian military networks for 48 hours straight. High resolution. Real time. A gift from Beijing, wrapped in plausible deniability. The images showed one thing: USS Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group, cutting through the Arabian Sea at 22 knots. Destination: the Persian Gulf. Mission: enforce the new round of UN sanctions that had crippled Iran's oil exports since January. Hey, do you know what a carrier strike group actually looks like from above? Comment below if you've ever seen one. The answer will shock you. To Iran's supreme leader, the Vinson wasn't just a ship. It was a humiliation. A floating American city sailing into what Iran considered its backyard. And after weeks of pressure from Moscow and Beijing, both quietly furious about American naval dominance in the Gulf, the decision was made. Stop the carrier. Send a message the world cannot ignore. General Hossein Salami, IRGC commander, stood before the War Council. We have the weapons. We have the coordinates. We have the backing of 2 permanent Security Council members. The Americans believe we are afraid. Tonight, we show them what fear really looks like. What Salami didn't say out loud, but everyone in that room understood, was that Russia had quietly delivered S-400V4 targeting integration data to Iranian forces 2 weeks prior. And China had supplied 14 YJ-18 supersonic anti-ship missiles through a third-party route that bypassed every Western intelligence tripwire. The Iranians called the Operation Zulfikar, the Sword of Ali. They had no idea they were about to hand America the greatest naval victory of the 21st century. February 13, 2026. 11 p.m. USS Carl Vinson, Arabian Sea. Captain Rachel Owens had been awake for 19 hours. Not because she was tired, because her instincts were screaming. 3 things bothered her. First, Iranian naval communications had gone silent 6 hours ago. Not reduced. Silent. In 22 years of naval service, she'd learned that silence before a storm is louder than thunder. Second, 2 IRGC fast attack boat flotillas had repositioned from Bandar Abbas toward the Central Gulf, a classic Iranian encirclement setup. Third, a Chinese-flagged merchant vessel, the Houthi Star, had been holding position 40 nautical miles southeast of the strike group for 11 hours. Holding. Not moving. In one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. That ship isn't a merchant, she thought. That's a spotter. She called the Combat Information Center at 11:14 p.m. All stations. I want full active sonar sweep, every bearing. I want eyes on that Chinese vessel. And I want our SM-6 batteries warm and ready. Something is coming tonight. She was right. But not even she knew how close it would be. 2:07 a.m. Iranian coastal batteries. Bandar Jask. Hormuz province. The YJ-18s sat in their canisters, cold in the desert night. Chinese-made. Supersonic. Capable of flying 500 kilometers and then, in the final 40 kilometers, accelerating past Mach 3, too fast for most point defense systems to track. Iran had 6 of them operational. 8 more on standby. Plus 2 batteries of Nor anti-ship missiles, Iranian-built, subsonic, but sea-skimming at 5 meters altitude. Plus 4 IRGC submarines, Ghadar class, already in position. Total, a layered, coordinated, multi-vector attack. Every system designed to overwhelm American defenses. Every weapon chosen specifically to defeat the Aegis combat system. This is the part where I need you to really pay attention. Because what Iran did next was genuinely sophisticated, and what America did in response was something most people don't even know is possible. At 2:07 a.m., Iran executed Zulfikar. 6 YJ-18 supersonic missiles launched from Bandar Jask. Simultaneously, 8 NOR missiles fired from 2 coastal batteries near the strait. 4 Ghadar submarines each launched 1 torpedo toward the outer destroyer screen. 19 weapons. Multiple vectors. Multiple speeds. Multiple altitudes. The attack was designed to be unanswerable. It was answered in 29 minutes. 2:07 a.m. USS Stockdale, DDG-106. Lead destroyer screen. 55 nautical miles ahead of Vinson. The Spy 1D radar lit up like a Christmas tree. Vampire! 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 Multiple inbound. I count 6 supersonics, bearing 310. 8 subsonic sea skimmers, bearing 285. Torpedo alerts, 4 contacts, inner screen. Commander Marcus Webb didn't flinch. He trained for exactly this. All hands, general quarters. Aegis auto-engage, authorize. SM-6 batteries, fire at will. CIWS to auto. All stations, this is real. This is combat. Do your jobs. Let me ask you something right now. If you were on that ship at 2 in the morning, hearing those words, what would be going through your mind? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. Across the strike group, 4 ships responded as a single organism. USS Stockdale, SM-6 missiles launching at supersonic threats, maximum range intercept. USS Chunghoon, SM-2 batteries engaging the subsonic wave. USS Carl Vinson herself, 3 CIWS phalanx systems spinning up, last-ditch inner defense. USS Michigan, SSGN submarine, already hunting the Ghadar boats. 2:09 a.m. First intercepts. 90 kilometers out. SM-6 missiles, America's most advanced surface-to-air weapon, met 2 YJ-18s head-on. Both destroyed. The explosion lit the dark Arabian Sea like twin suns. But 4 supersonics still incoming. At Mach 3, they had less than 90 seconds to impact. 2:10 a.m. 2 more SM-6 intercepts. 1 clean kill. 1 YJ-18 damaged but still flying, tumbling, erratic, but still moving toward Vinson. 3 threats remaining. 40 kilometers. Closing at 1,000 meters per second. 2:10 and 40 seconds a.m., the moment that will be studied in naval academies for 50 years. USS Stockdale executed an emergency hard turn, placing herself between the incoming missiles and USS Carl Vinson. Commander Webb deliberately put his ship in the line of fire to protect the carrier. 2 CIWS systems on Stockdale opened up simultaneously. The sound, a grinding metallic roar, 4,500 rounds per minute, shredded 1 YJ-18 at 800 meters. The damaged, tumbling missile hit the water 300 meters off Stockdale's port bow. The shockwave rattled fillings. Not a single crew member was killed. 1 supersonic threat still inbound toward Vinson. This is the moment. 2:11 a.m. 1 missile. 15 seconds to impact. Vinson's own CIWS, 3 systems simultaneously tracking, fired a combined burst. The YJ-18 detonated 150 meters off the carrier's starboard bow. Close enough to spray the flight deck with shrapnel. 2 aircraft handlers suffered minor injuries. The carrier, 100,000 tons of American steel, sailed through the explosion without breaking stride. Subsonic threat, 8 of 8 NOR missiles destroyed by SM-2s and ram point defense systems. Torpedo threat, USS Michigan had already dispatched 2 of the Ghadar submarines with -48 Malawin Quach's torpedoes before they could fire. The other 2 fired and missed. Decoys worked perfectly. 2:36 a.m., all threats eliminated. Score, Iran fired 19 weapons. America destroyed 17 outright. 1 exploded harmlessly in the water. 1 caused minor shrapnel injuries. USS Carl Vinson, operational. Sailing at full speed. 2 American sailors treated for minor wounds. No fatalities. Iran had fired its best shot, equipped with the best weapons Russia's targeting technology and China's engineering could provide. It wasn't enough. Now here's what most people don't talk about. The defense was perfect. But America didn't just defend. What happened next, in the next 25 minutes, is why nobody will fire at an American carrier group again for a very long time. 2:38 a.m. USS Carl Vinson Flight Deck. 12F divided by a -18F Super Hornets launched in 7 minutes. Each armed with JSSMR long-range cruise missiles and JSOW precision glide bombs. 0 radar signature approach routes pre-calculated. Simultaneously, for B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, already airborne from Diego Garcia for 11 hours, waiting, received their strike packages. 2:44 a.m. Every Iranian coastal battery that had fired Bandar Jask, Keshem Island facility, 2 mobile launchers near Hormuz, struck simultaneously by JSSM cruise missiles. Launchers destroyed. Command infrastructure gone. Crews did not survive. 2:47 a.m. B-2s reached their release points, invisible to Iranian radar, the same Russian integrated air defense network that was supposed to protect these targets. The S-400 batteries that Iran had positioned near Bandar Abbas were struck first, specifically to blind the air defense network before the main strike. Without radar, without command links, without communications, Iran's defenses were deaf and blind. 2:51 a.m. IRGC Naval Forces Command Bandar Abbas, the headquarters that coordinated the entire Zulfikar operation, struck by 4 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators delivered by B-2. The underground command bunker, hardened, fortified, built to survive, did not. 2:54 a.m. Iranian submarine base at Chabahar. The 2 remaining Ghadar submarines that had participated in the attack, still returning to port, struck by torpedoes from USS Michigan and MH-60R Seahawk helicopters. Both sunk. 3:06 a.m., 29 minutes after Iran's first missile left its tube, Operation Iron Shield concluded. 6 Iranian coastal missile batteries, destroyed. IRGC Naval Command Bandar Abbas, destroyed. Iranian submarine base at Chabahar, severely damaged. 4 Ghadar submarines, eliminated. 2 S-400 batteries, destroyed. Estimated Iranian military casualties, 340 personnel. American losses, 2 sailors with minor shrapnel wounds. February 14, 2026. 6 a.m. Beijing. Moscow. Tehran. In Beijing, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin prepared a statement condemning American aggression. The YJ-18 missiles, China's missiles, had been used against an American carrier. Every Chinese military analyst in that building knew it. None of them said it publicly. In Moscow, the Kremlin issued a statement calling for restraint from all parties. The S-400 targeting data Russia had quietly shared was now publicly associated with a catastrophic Iranian military defeat. Putin said nothing about that either. In Tehran, the supreme leader did not appear on state television that morning. And in the Arabian Sea, USS Carl Vinson continued north into the Persian Gulf. On mission. Unstoppable. So let me ask you this, and I want a real answer in the comments. Does this change how you see the balance of power in the Middle East? Does knowing that China and Russia back this attack, quietly, with plausible deniability, change how you think about great power competition? Because here's what this moment actually proved. A carrier strike group, when fully combat ready, when its crew is trained and alert, when its systems are integrated and its commanders are decisive, is functionally untouchable by anything short of a coordinated great power military. Iran threw everything it had, and everything China and Russia were willing to quietly give it. And a handful of American ships, 2 sailors with minor injuries, and 1 carrier that never stopped moving answered all of it in 29 minutes. That's not propaganda. That's the math. The Strait of Hormuz is open. The carrier sailed through. If you want to understand why the next 10 years of geopolitics will be defined by naval power, like this video, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe. Because we're just getting started. February 14, 2026. The Valentine's Day that changed everything. Welcome to the new world.